Now, I know my brother Sinful the P left us with a series of videos entitled What Pimps Don't Do, parts 1, 2, and 3. Each part 3 hours long, loaded from the beginning to the 9th inning with a whole lot of game, available on his Patreon right now. But man, we're going to have to talk about what pimps don't do in 2025, because there's some cats doing some things, some new things that have become a thing since bro did them videos, so obviously wasn't covered. But man, just nonsense, committing some high offenses to the game in the name of the game, man. So we're going to get into it. But first, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Let's go.
But you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk but want a winner's reward. Some suckers give you points but bitch you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping then bitch you getting ignored.
Okay.
I'm so sick of these.
You know, I'm convinced that some cats, man, they just have an addiction to being a black eye to the game. Not just giving a black eye to the game, but being a black eye to the game. They just addicted to it, man. It's a strong temptation that just compels them to be a black eye to the game. Listen, man. One thing that pimps definitely don't do, never have done, and never will do. I'm talking about pimps now. Not just guys saying they pimping but ain't displaying some pimping. I'm talking about actual, factual, stand up, stomp down pimps. What pimps don't do is have 304 partners. Nah, we don't have 304s for friends, man. You know, it's either we mashing on them or we dashing on them, man. We getting away from them. We doing the Barry Sanders, shaking them, man. If they ain't breaking the pimp off, you dig? We ain't doing none of that, man. It's nonsense. Now, it's bad enough that having a 304 partner, as it's supposed to be P, is a black eye to the game. But man, a lot of y'all probably familiar with the platform Bigo or Bigo Live. But man, it's become a thing, man, that I keep hearing about. You know, I ain't on Bigo, man. I don't mess with Bigo, never messed with Bigo, ain't gonna mess with Bigo. Bigo ain't got nothing to do with the game. Bigo is completely contrary to the game. So you won't find freeze on there, you know what I mean? They'll never catch my pimping on there. But, you know, it's become a thing for a lot of people in the game to get on Bigo and socialize with 304s. You know, that don't even sound right. Pimps socializing with 304s, but this is what's going on, man. Hey, listen, man. Y'all cats sitting up there, you know, cupcaking with them chicks on that Bigo, man. Y'all sitting up there socializing, gossiping about pimps. You know what I mean? Y'all be on there gossiping about me. That's how I even hear about this shit in the first place, because cats be coming to me, letting me know that they heard from somebody who heard from somebody, you know, that they on Bigo gossiping about freeze, and then they, you know, sending them clips. I don't want to see the clips. I don't want to hear the clips. I don't want to have nothing to do with Bigo. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to have nothing to do with it, right? But, you know, hearing it is bad enough. But y'all on there gossiping with these chicks about my pimping. And the cold part about it, you know, even though I wouldn't agree with it, I could see that if gossiping about me led to you getting a breaking from these chicks, right? But y'all sit up and gossip about myself, and more than likely, I'm pretty sure I ain't the only pimp y'all gossiping about, but y'all gossiping with these 304s about pimps and ain't getting paid by none of them. They ain't breaking themselves to nobody. And what y'all don't think about is that 304s talk amongst themselves. Yeah, they gonna sit up and gossip with you, but when they get to themselves, they gonna have a totally separate gossip party with a totally different topic, which is gonna be your lame ass. Yeah, these 304s, man, they sit up and gossip about y'all. Talk about how y'all sit up, you know, they get all your time for free. You know, y'all probably sitting on Bigo right now as we speak. Y'all live on there. You wake up, grab your phone before you grab a toothbrush, before you grab some toothpaste, before you grab a face towel and wash your face. You dig? You grabbing the phone. funky breath, crusty face, all that, getting on Bigo to socialize with 304s and gossip about pimps. You know, it's crazy. And see, this is why I say you'll never catch my pimping on there, right? You know, a few years ago, before I was familiar with Bigo, somebody that I know was going to go on there, and this is how I became aware of it. This person that I know was getting on there, and they like, yeah, you know, they invited myself and a bunch of others to join them on the platform. So I got on there, I went to Bigo, I downloaded the app, I created an account, and that's it. All I did was create an account, and I did nothing more. I didn't request anybody. I didn't engage with anybody whatsoever. I didn't like nothing. I didn't even go to nobody else's profile. I didn't even know what to do on there. All I did was create a profile. And man, these guys was coming at me in droves, man. You know, it was very uncomfortable, man, for, you know, a ladies man like myself. You dig? If you catch my drift, man. You know, and it was all different kinds of individuals, man. You know, transistors and all types of stuff, man. You know, people that, you know, don't strike my fancy. People that I'm not interested in. You dig? Nothing against those people, but that just ain't my thing, right? And they was aggressive. And they was getting straight to the point, and I was like, oh no, I gotta hurry up, get up out of here. So I hurried up and deactivated my account, right? And see, I do things that most other people don't do, right? Whenever things happen, I just have a very curious mind, a very hyperactive mind. So when things happen, I don't just like to leave it at that. I like to understand why things happen the way that they do, right? So I did a little bit of research on this platform, on Bigo, right? And I came to find out that it was created, I want to say maybe 2016 or 15 or something like that, right? But the platform had existed for a while and it wasn't really that popular. But then the LGBTQ community got a hold of the platform and they blew it up. So they pretty much built the platform. Not literally, but as far as the popularity of it and the prevalence of it and the notoriety of it, that came from that community. They pretty much made it what it is today. They made it worthwhile, right? And you know, they thrived on there, and that was pretty much their platform, right? So that's why that explained to me why I got the response that I did when I created an account on there, man. So that's why I never went on there again. And you know, you got people on there telling me now like, oh, Freeze, man, well, it's different now. You know, they got that section over there for them, and then they got this section over here for us. And I don't want to be part of no section on there. I'm cool. I don't want nothing to do with none of that, right? And then, you know, it's just nonsense, right? It's no place for a pimp. This endeavoring to do some pimping, or who done ever done some pimping. It's no place for a pimp. You know what I mean? It's no place for a gentleman. You dig? It's a whole lot of messiness on there. You know, and then don't let them people get you, don't let you rub them people the wrong way. They gonna dox you, put all your personal information. I done seen them do it to people that I know, you know, like they dox people and put all their personal info on there, out there and all that. I don't need them kind of issues. You know, I'm cool. Ain't nothing on there worth that, right? And you know, beyond that, it's just a bunch of gossiping. Ain't no knocking going on. You dig? And you know, Bigo, I guess from what I'm hearing, is like the main platform that they be on, socializing with these 304s. These supposed to be pimps, but then also They doing it on Clubhouse too. You dig? Now I jumped on Clubhouse for a minute, but once I seen what was going on, man, I exit stage left. I'm not into socializing. I'm not into being friends with 304s. I don't know how a guy that called himself some pimping can be comfortable doing that for months and years. Some of these dudes been socializing with these 304s every day for years. And it's crazy. But this is what they do. And then, some of these dudes got people tearing them off, socking it to their pocket. I don't know how you can be comfortable, when you got these people over here in real life that you're dealing with every day, this, seeing about you, making sure your hand is hit. And then you got these people over here just claiming to be the same thing as these people over here. But these people over here, they not trying to tear you off like the people over here. They trying to tear your ear off with the gossip. They not trying to tear your hand off with the profits. You dig? They trying to tear your ear off with the gossip. Not trying, they're doing it. And you letting them. I don't know how you can be comfortable, and then especially, knowing that these people, they claim to be 304s, so they got to be checking traps every day, or at least they should. And these cats just be comfortable being friends with these people. I don't get it. And they sit up on these platforms. I guarantee you, man, it's 5:46 in the morning right now where I'm at, and I guarantee you, they on there right now gossiping with these chicks. They live on there. You dig? And this is another way that I know that they be gossiping about me, right? One day, they call themselves summoning me to game court on Clubhouse, right? Now, when I came on Clubhouse, it was pretty much an ambush, right? I didn't understand what was going on, but they wanted me on there to chop it up with me, supposedly. But what it was is just an interrogation about Sinful, for one. And then two, they had 304s in there, and it's like they was with the 304s ganging up on me, right? And I had to chop their ass up in order for them to kick all the 304s out the room. But if I didn't chop their ass up the way that I did, they wouldn't have kicked all the 304s out the room. And if I would have allowed it, they would have called themselves chopping me up with these 304s, man. Crazy. That's beyond even the pimping. That's just some man shit. That's not only not what pimps don't do, but that's not what men do. Men don't side with women to gang up on another man and bash this man, criticize this man, tear this man's character down because they don't like, the way he look or the way he talk or the way what he says or how he thinks or how he moves. It's just something about this man you don't like so much to the point where you're going to join up with other women who don't like him. And it's a bunch of men and women joined up together to go bash this man in his face. Like, seriously, do you ever really think about the shit that you doing, man? This the game talking to you, man. It's the game pimping at you right now, man. Do you ever stop and think about the nonsense that you doing, man? Socializing with these 304s on Bigo, man. What are you gaining? And whatever you are gaining, is it worth that? Is it worth paying that price? The price of being a 304's friend? Right? And if you doing all that, I know y'all following instructions from these 304s. I done seen it before. I know y'all be letting these 304s shush you and hush you up and you following their instructions and all that type of stuff, man. Is it worth all that? Man, some of y'all done forgot who you are. Now, some of y'all, that is who you are, and I understand, but some of y'all done forgot who you are, man. Some of y'all done got so wrapped up in this nonsense and being 304's friends, you want a 304 so bad. I know some of y'all is hopo. Some of y'all need a 304 right now. And any type of attention you can get from a 304, you cool with it. Even if the attention don't lead to no honorable mention or no pension being put in your hand by this 304, you dig? Hey, pimps don't do that, man. You know, we don't have nothing to do with that. We not 304's friends. We not buddy with them. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of cats that be on the track buddy with these 304's too, man. You know, riding around the track, being friends with these 304's. All the 304's know your name, but you know they familiar with your name and calling you on a first name basis out the window and all that type of shit. But they ain't on no first name basis with your Cash App. They ain't on no first name basis with your Zelle. They ain't on no first name basis with your hand. You dig? And then listen, man, this is another thing that pimps don't do. Not only do we not socialize and be friends with 304's, man. Hey, pimps don't ride around the blade sweating 304's with a 304 in the car. You riding around the blade. Listen, man, I'm talking to you. You know who I'm talking to. You know you done this shit. You probably doing it right now while you listening to this damn video. Hey, listen, man. Pimping don't ride around the blade sweating 304's that's down and around, jumping in and out of cars, shining like a star with another 304 inside the car that ain't touching her feet on the concrete, that's not getting down for nobody's crown, not even your crown. She's sitting her ass down inside the car riding shotgun. Some of y'all is, oh man, let me not even say shotgun. Some of y'all is so terrible, you got the 304 driving you around as your P partner, sweating 304's that's down and around. That ain't got nothing to do with the game, man. See, some of y'all don't think about how you look. This what you don't understand. Any 304 that is worth having, she's gonna see you as a mockery of the game if you doing that. Any 304 who really touches money for real, who has really been mashed on for real, who's been properly instructed, laced, gamed up, and guided in this game by a respectable individual, any chick who fits that criteria is gonna see your ass riding around with a 304 in the car, and she's gonna tune you out. Even if she did like you, even if you did have some action, once she sees that, it's over with. No respectable 304 is gonna choose somebody that's riding around with a 304 in the car and won't set that chick down. You know what I mean? A 304 that you went and picked up from the end call and said, baby, let's go sweat some 304. Let's go to the blade. Or a chick that you done picked up from the strip club after the strip club let out at 2 o'clock and you picked her up and you said, baby, let's go to the blade and sweat some 304's. Let's go together and see if we could get you a wifey. Hey, man, pimping don't do that, man. That ain't got nothing to do with this game, man. Y'all got the game all the way twisted up. You done twisted it up and mangled it and disfigured it into something that it ain't even originally what it was. You done made it a whole new creation. It ain't got nothing to do with this game. So stop calling it pimping, man. Y'all gonna have to come up with a different name for the shit y'all be doing, man. You know, stop calling that shit pimping. That shit ain't got nothing to do with no pimping, man. You know, the game don't know you and the game never knew you. You dig? You riding around a car, sweating 304's that's down on the blade, the game never knew you. If you on Clubhouse, socializing with 304's for weeks, months, and years, and you ain't made that chick overcome her fears to, you know what I mean, pay you your arrears and, you know, tear you off and put it in your hand, the game never knew you. If you on Bigo, you know what I mean, that totally unpimpish ass platform that ain't got nothing to do with the game, and you socializing with 304's on there and you gossiping about Freeze and other, you know, gentlemen of this lifestyle, man, the game never knew you. Leave this shit alone, man. A whole bunch of y'all, man. Freeze is here to tell you, man, the game never knew you. You dig? Let that marinate on your mind one time. Freeze is it. Go ahead, put some of this good old love in your body like so. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out. Dig this.
I been stroking relentless to get waves like this. I spoke into existence for her to pay like this. In the trenches on a day like this, traffic consistent, and so I have to insist that she relay my chips. It's a trap with her name on it and my game on it. Any forces coming against this game, shame on it. Standing on my pimpin' from day one and remain on it. It carried me through every terrain and I gained on it. Experience joy and pain on it, sustained on it.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Hey, yeah, where you been?